Hello, gore horrors and fellow deadites, and welcome to Our Life in Horror. We are a horror movie podcast for the gore-filled side of news, physical media, and everything spooky. My name is Brendan, a horror addict since birth, and with me always is my horror queen, Sam.
Hey guys, we are Our Life in Horror. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and X, and our email is ourlifeinhorror@hotmail.com. We're also on Patreon, where we do after-hours shows, the occasional bonus episode. We've got a Discord where we all chat. Shout out to our Patreon members, Sean, Miki, Bo, AJ, Robin, Kayla. Thank you for subscribing. And today we are with Aubrey again from Killing Time Podcast and Core 4. How are you?
Yes. This is the first time we've talked since Core 4.
I know.
Been too long. I
I
always
know.
enjoy coming on and talking to you guys.
Oh, we love having you on too. It's always a blast.
Yeah, because you didn't even release Core 4 yet the last time you were on.
That is what I'm saying. It's been far too long.
Yeah.
Been really busy. We put a lot of effort into it, and you got to really run hard when you're like pushing a brand. So now things are slowing down. And like I said before we started recording, hopefully Killing Time, I'm getting back on track with that. My schedule's slowing down. So maybe kind of like a soft relaunch of that coming soon. So tease that.
Awesome. Let everyone know where they can find you on socials, on Spotify, wherever.
Yeah, I'm really mainly only on Instagram. I'm boring, I guess. I'm not good with social media. I'll just be honest. So like I just make it one. So just go to Instagram at podcastkillingtime. My email, I guess you could email me. It should be in my links, but podcastkillingtime1@gmail. If you want to come on the show, hit me up in the DMs. Pretty much I just want any Scream Queen horror thing to come back on. That was kind of the shtick at the beginning. Just talking to random people. That's how I met these two beautiful folks.
Yes. Do you want to let people know where Core 4 is as well?
Yes, thank you. You know what? See, what would I do without Sam like keeping me on the tracks? But yeah, Core 4 is at Podcast Core 4, and I think it's the number 4, not spelled out. But again, if you find me, it's all linked in my bio. So if I'm wrong, sorry, Maddie, Jordana, Mark, but it should be linked.
Awesome. You guys are killing it too. I've listened to, I'm pretty sure, every episode now. Yeah.
Thank you. I really like collaborating with people that like I have really good chemistry with, i.e. you guys and them. And so, a lot of reoccurring stuff is great because you just build a bond and like go off each other, and it's just like magic. Like every time we record, I know they're always like, "Oh, sorry for such a long episode." It's not a lot of like deleting because there's so much fun content coming out.
Yeah. No, I like them long because I use them on my commutes to work and stuff. So keep them long for me.
Good.
So what have you watched this week?
So I was also doing a lot of cursed films with Amber. So I've been watching like The Omen, The Exorcist, Poltergeist, all The Crow. Been watching that. Really been watching the movie we're going to talk about today because I love it. But other than that, not a whole lot. I've kind of been few and far between. So yeah. Now that it's nice outside, I'd rather be outside trying to defrost.
Yeah, I feel that hard.
Yeah.
Brendan, have you watched anything this week?
I watched The Wind, Demons of the Prairie.
No idea.
Mouthful.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was a slow burn for sure. I don't even think I finished it. I fell asleep in the last like 10 minutes, I think. Unfortunately, and I just haven't put it back on yet to finish. But other than that, we watched
Splinter. Oh, it was real good.
Yeah. I like Splinter. Yes.
Yeah.
It's one I always forget about, but when I see it come across like Amazon Prime, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I love the body horror and everything.
I know I've seen the poster for like ever, and I've always been like, oh, I wonder what that's about. I gotta check that out. And then
it's cool.
We finally got around to watching it. And I'm like, oh, that movie is actually really good.
It was, yeah.
Remind me, that's the one where they're in the gas station, right? Because I'm trying to think of okay. Just making sure. I was like, I'm 99% sure. Yes, love that movie.
Yeah.
Good body horror. Cool little creature design too.
Yeah.
Simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had a watch party.
Oh yeah.
On Friday. Yes.
Tammy and the T-Rex.
Yes.
It was fun. We had like 6, 7 people.
6 or 7 people on watching it with us.
Yeah, we had fun. We're gonna do another one soon.
Yep.
Maybe do one a month.
And that was our first time watching Tammy and the T-Rex.
Yes, it was. It was funny. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
I was gonna say quick reviews. What'd you think? It was funny.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
it was good. It's right up my alley.
Yeah, super cheesy.
That makes me happy for how you guys are going to take the movie I recommended we're talking about today. More professional teasing.
Did you watch anything else?
No, that's been it. I've been slacking on the movies.
Yeah, I've been binge watching reality TV, Southern Charm, but
Love is Blind is my guilty pleasure.
Oh yes, that too. Can't forget Love is Blind.
Just outing myself as a Love is Blind fan.
I watched Zombie Strippers, which I don't think I've talked about on here yet.
Nope.
No, loved it. Oh my god, I did not expect that movie to be as good as it was. So
I don't know if I've actually watched it. I've seen the poster and everything for it. I don't know if I've ever talked to anybody that's seen it. So now that it gets a thumbs up, I'll watch it.
Yeah, Robert Englund is in it and he's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
And there's really
Say
good
less.
kills too, and it's a sexy movie, obviously. It's real
course.
funny.
Nice.
And then we watched The Descent too.
Yes.
Which you were not impressed with, but I really liked.
Yeah, I really didn't like it. I haven't watched it since it came out probably, but I remember I binged it when it came out and loving it because I loved how it like picks up right after the other movie. But then we watched The Descent not too long ago, and then I was watching this one, and I'm like, this is just kind of rinse repeat the same movie, you know?
Yeah.
I really liked
I don't,
it.
I don't even know if I've seen The Descent 2. So if I have, clearly same sentiment as you, man. Like I don't remember it. So I don't know.
Takes part right after the first movie, and it's about a search party going in to find the girls.
Maybe I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll just turn it on.
I really liked it.
I'll break the tie. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, let us know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
The first one's so good. It's hard to follow up like movies like that. We're getting this It Follows sequel, and I'm kind of like a little nervous about it because the first one's so good. Yeah. Where do you go? Where do you go from there?
Yeah, that's true.
I got to do a rewatch on the first one soon.
Yeah, me too. I saw that in theaters actually.
Did you?
Yep.
Nice.
Hot take on It Follows. The rewatchability is not very great on it. It kind of drags a little bit.
Oh no.
I ended up rewatching it just a little bit ago, and I found myself on my phone kind of in the middle, which I hate being that guy, but it just kind of drags. When you kind of know where it's going and stuff, a little bit of a drag, but still a great film.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So we usually have a physical media segment, which we are cutting because we have a YouTube channel now, which I forgot to say in the beginning. Again. We got a YouTube channel. We got a YouTube channel now. So find us on there. We're gonna do physical media updates. Well, mostly Brendan. Trailer reviews. We might do some mini spoiler-free reviews of movies that like new movies that come out. Stuff like that.
That's awesome. Are you having fun with YouTube?
It's different.
Yeah, I think I am, but it's a learning curve.
Oh, absolutely. But I love it because like physical media, like you have to see it. Like some of the cover art just makes the whole purchase necessary. So I love that you're doing it. I know it's a learning curve, but it's fun, and you guys are going to kill it out there. So
thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard to learn how to go unscripted and not ramble for half hour on one thing.
Just lean into it and say you're a professional yapper like me. Self-deprecation, then you can do it, right?
Yep. Yeah, we just put out a video today.
Yeah, your top 5 items in your physical media collection.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that. Don't spoil it. I need to see it.
Okay. So with that being said, we'll move on to news.
And we are skipping trailers this week because like we talked about earlier, we were a little hungover today and tired, and so we didn't do any news or trailers. Sorry, I did do news. I did manage to find some good news actually. We'll start out with the physical releases. Scream Factory had a huge batch of horror movies that are coming out in May. So the biggest title that they announced was Killer Clowns from Outer Space is getting a 4K release from Scream Factory, as well as Hansel and Gretel and Hansel.
Nice.
So
the Killer Clowns one, is that Steelbook?
So it's going to get a standard collector's edition, and then it's going to get a Steelbook, a limited edition Steelbook as well. If you order off their website, you'll get their their custom slipcover for the standard edition,
Okay.
as well as a couple posters. I was looking at their Killer Clowns from Outer Space, like I don't know. I almost don't want to call it deals, but they're bundles, I guess.
Yeah.
So the big one was you get the collector's edition standard with both slipcovers, and then you get the steel book, and then you get, I think, three posters, a pin set, and some stickers, I think. But it's like $270 something.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's fucking pricey.
The Steelbook, that was on your Amazon wish list, right?
Yes.
Because I was scrolling. You had a bad day, so I purchased something off your wish list for you the other day. But I saw it and I was like, damn, that's colorful.
Yeah,
It's so cool looking.
Yeah, it looks awesome, and they released the back cover art as well, and it looks really cool.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I know.
You know, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I always kind of forget how much I like it till I watch it.
Yeah, we watched it last summer.
Yeah, for the first time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
We bought the DVD, and then once we watched it, I'm like, I'm gonna get the Arrow release of this on Blu-ray for sure, like immediately, and I found it cheap. So now that it's coming out on 4K, I'm like, I will upgrade it. I think there's some big like comments on this post from Scream Factory about how there's such a lack of new special features.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like
it's just like different packaging almost.
Exactly. So I know a lot of people.
200. Ooh.
Yeah, like that's just like the ultimate bundle. You can also just get the standard edition, or you can just get the steel book, and it's like significantly cheaper, and you'll get posters with it too.
Yeah.
But like this was like almost $100 more than the Army of Darkness set that I got from them when their 4K was released. And it came with almost essentially the same amount of stuff. I just couldn't believe how expensive it was. Scream Factory will also be releasing in May Blu-ray collector's editions of Orphan.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the best jump scares ever in The Orphan.
What's the best? What?
Have you guys seen it? The Orphan? Or is it The Orphan or Orphanage? I'm thinking of where they're playing the game. She's putting her head against the wall and then turning around, and that creature keeps getting closer and closer.
I think that's the Orphanage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. All right.
I know, I was confused too.
Yeah. Orphans with little Esther.
Oh,
with the big twist.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry. I have different feelings on that Orphan.
Not a fan.
I mean, the first time you see it, and the twist is kind of cool, but then it's like a lot to get through. It's kind of cringy.
Yeah.
I haven't rewatched it. I don't think we watched the second one, and that was it.
Yeah.
I never saw the second one. Never even was interested.
It was so good.
Was it good? Okay.
I liked it.
It did have a big twist, like pretty much as good as the first, I would say.
Yep.
But like you said, rewatchability when you know the twist might not.
Yeah.
Hit.
But M. Night Shyamalan made a career on that. So hey, I don't yuck anyone, Jim. I'll have to watch the second one now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. They're also releasing Dracula 2000.
Okay.
And The Island of Dr. Moreau.
I don't know what that is.
It's the Val Kilmer 90s one. It is infamous.
Yes, absolutely.
I think I've caught it on TV, like Sci-Fi Channel growing up, but I've never actually watched the whole thing. It is like plagued with studio interference and stuff like that.
And like Marlon Brando being like the most unworkable guy ever.
Yep. Yeah, so they said it's going to include the theatrical cut and the director's cut. I don't know if that's going to make a difference on whether or not the film's good or bad or not, but it does not, as far as I know, it doesn't include The Island of Lost Souls, which is the documentary on the crazy amount of studio interference that was involved in it. Like they had to make a whole separate documentary on how fucked this movie got.
Oh, damn.
If it had that documentary in it, I would buy that because that's like a timestamp in cinema history.
Yeah, definitely. I know. I wish they would like start including that stuff. I can't spoil it because I guess you want to watch the YouTube video we put up. I had a little comment about something about like that and then including a documentary as well. But yeah, I'm interested in all those titles. I'm gonna upgrade Orphan, even though it's not truly an upgrade. But yeah, the new 4K scans might be nice. We'll see. I have one more physical release, and that's Cauldron Films is releasing a Blu-ray box set titled The House of Doom Box. The Italian films that'll be released in the set are The House of the Clocks, The Sweet House of Horrors, The House of Witchcraft, and The House of Lost Souls.
Sorry, our
Yeah.
dog is running around the house barking at the air.
Hey, that's all right. Sometimes you have to. I get it.
He's crazy right now.
Yeah.
Let me see. We'll get into some real news here. Clive Barker announces that he will be making his final convention appearances to take a step back and focus on some writing.
I was so nervous when I was reading that sentence because all I read was last convention appearance. I thought I was like just retiring.
Retiring,
like,
yeah.
Just wandering out into the abyss. But then very excited to read the second half of that statement that he's going to continue working. I'm excited to see what he does. Say what you want about the guy and how some of the Hellraiser movies are that weren't his fault. I mean, he gave us Hellraiser, he gave us Candyman, he gave us so much. And, you know, he has disciples that gave us stuff like Malum. So super underrated guy. So excited to see what he has coming down the pipe.
Definitely.
Yeah, me too. I wonder if he's gonna like try to write some movie scripts or if he's gonna go back into just writing full-on novels or novellas.
Yeah, either way, we'll be blessed. He's very talented.
Yeah. Let's see here. Jason Blum gives an update on the new Exorcist trilogy, stating that they will be definitely making another Exorcist movie, but he wanted more time to figure out what it'll be. He has no idea what it is going to be yet. The Exorcist Deceiver has since been pulled from its original release date, and of course, director David Gordon Green has left the project.
Ooh. It's that's an awkward band-aid to rip off, but much necessary, to be honest. Have we talked about Believer? Us? What'd you guys think of Believer?
I didn't love it. I almost fell asleep in the theater.
Yeah. It's
I liked it more on my my rewatch at home.
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters and never rewatched it, so maybe I'll do that because the initial shock is just ugh.
Yeah, I was pretty much in the same boat. I don't know. I didn't mind it nearly as much, and I've never seen the whole franchise, but I know it's not nearly as bad as some of the other movies in it.
Yeah.
Like 2 is like known for being like incredibly bad, and then there was Exorcist the Beginning and Exorcist what is it, Dominion, which were what they were like this they made the movie and then they went back and reshot the whole movie and then they just decided to make 2 different movies with the same actors and stuff like that. Like it's that's a whole other like studio interference thing too within itself.
Absolutely. And The Exorcist, again, we talked about where do you go from there? The first one's such a masterpiece. It's kind of like that might need to just be a one-off.
Well, it sucks because they spent $400 million to acquire the rights to make this trilogy, and they did not earn that back within one movie.
Well, you never know. I mean, somebody might have a great idea out there. I think detaching the David Gordon Green name from it is an absolutely great idea. Let's get some fresh ideas in there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, it'd be nice to see maybe even like somebody, I don't know, foreign unknown, like who's that guy that just did Vermin or Infested? He made the one movie and now he's gonna do an Evil Dead spinoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like it'd be cool to see something like that happen where we find an unknown director. Give it to who's the guy that did When Evil Lurks?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the director's name, but yeah,
Me too.
and he did that movie Terrified or Terrifier. No.
I want to see that. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, Aubrey froze.
Oh, he did freeze.
Hello, Aubrey.
Uh-oh.
You have to put some in the clip.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Oh, we hear you.
Hello. I hear you. Okay, my internet dropped out.
That's all right.
That's okay.
You're back.
My goodness. All right. Whew.
What else you got, Brendan?
I just have one more piece of news. Actually, I didn't find too much crazy this week. It's again with some Final Destination news.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but apparently filming has begun on the sixth installment, and it will
Hello.
be titled.
We'll keep losing him.
Yeah,
Hello.
Hello.
we hear you.
Good. I can hear you guys too.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
You want to read
I
that
just
again?
can't see you.
Yeah. Nope. You're back. You're just a little laggy. Oh.
Ah, now here we go. Technical difficulties. Don't we love them?
All right. You want to reread that last fact
Yep.
or news?
Got some Final Destination news, but apparently filming has begun on the sixth installment of the franchise, and it will be titled Final Destination Bloodlines.
Woo.
You know, it's a great franchise. Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, I know you
Yeah.
would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's really only like one turd in the whole franchise, in my opinion. The race car
The
one's the
race
only one
car
I don't
one,
like.
yeah.
Other than
Yeah.
that,
Me too.
everything's great. So I get a little nervous because it's kind of like anytime we hear about Evil Dead, you know, it's like it's such a good franchise. It's going to be hard to have another installment. That's how I feel about Final Destination, but very excited too.
Yeah. I
Same.
agree.
I think you can take Final Destination and film it so many different like scenarios, you know. Like I really hope that because when I remember when they were talking about this movie years ago, they were talking about doing it through the perspective of like firefighters and paramedics and police officers. I really hope they continue with that.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I think that'd be and it's an easy way to set up for like the giant like, you know, explosion scene or whatever the event. You know, they're already there, right? Going towards everything. So I think that'd be a really good idea.
Mm.
But other than that, that's all the news I got actually this week.
All right. We're skipping our game today. So we're getting right into this movie, which I'm excited. The Greasy Strangler. Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you for this experience.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It is an experience, good or bad. It is an experience.
I'll get into the cast and stuff, and then we'll get our spoiler-free thoughts in, and then we'll get into it. This has a 5.7 on IMDb and a 62% on Rotten Tomatoes. Ronnie runs a disco walking tour along with his browbeaten son, Braden. When a sexy, alluring woman named Janet comes to take the tour, it begins a competition between father and son for her attention. It also brings about the appearance of an oily, slimy, inhumane maniac who stalks the streets at night and strangles the innocent, soon dubbed the Greasy Strangler. Release date is October 7th, 2016. Director is Jim Hosking. Box office 45,878. I could not find budget. Elijah Wood helped produce this movie,
Yes.
which was random. And The Greasy Strangler, starring Michael St. Michaels from The Video Dead, Fingers, Another, Elizabeth Durazo from Eastbound and Down, Sailboat, and Frat Pack, and Sky Elobar from Candy Corn, American Paradise, and Under the Silver Lake. So, spoiler-free thoughts. What do we think?
Well, I was laughing just during the description reading of that movie because it's as wild as it sounds, people. And I know I recommended this to the Core Four, and I always say it's an honor if I recommend this movie to you because it is a wild movie. And that would be my spoiler-free review. Wild Napoleon Dynamite for perverts. That is my spoiler-free review of this movie, The Greasy Strangler.
All right. Sam, you go first.
Okay. I was worried going into this because I'm not a fan of Napoleon Dynamite, hate the humor, just not my thing. And I was expecting I don't even know what I was expecting. I felt dirty just watching the trailer. But I laughed so much more than I thought I would. I actually had tears at one point. So yeah, is this something I'm going to watch often? Probably not, but if I maybe like show a friend or something just to laugh and maybe have some drinks or something.
That's exactly how it's meant to be viewed.
Yeah.
That's why it's so much fun recommending it to friends like you guys.
Yeah. Now, Brendan.
All right, I'm gonna be honest. I did not enjoy this movie.
I can understand that.
Yeah, it's not for me. I understand the whole Napoleon aspect things of it. Like I get it. And I wasn't even a fan of Napoleon Dynamite either, so that probably doesn't help. But I could not get into it. I just spent the whole movie essentially just in my head, just being like, well, why? Um,
Why?
why?
He had a straight face the whole movie. Every time I laughed, I would look over to see if he was laughing with me. Not a single smile.
And I'll be honest, that's almost half the fun of it is watching it with somebody who doesn't like it because it is so uncomfortable, and that's half the humor for me.
Yeah, there's just so much. My notes are very, very limited.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't have anything really positive to say about this movie, and I feel bad, but
No, that's it's a love-hate movie, man.
yeah, and I can definitely see that, and I can see debates on why people ain't like it. I'm very curious on like 64%. Like it
I'm
just
telling you, it's you either it like either resonates or it doesn't. And for like people that like it, it's funny either way.
Mm.
yeah, I can definitely see it. It's not for me. It's not my comedy. It's
Meanwhile, I'm Snapchatting scenes to my friends.
I'm telling you,
yeah.
it's wild.
Yeah, Sam was sitting there like Snapchatting all these scenes to her friends, and they were messaging back, being like, "What the fuck are you watching?"
All right, we'll get into spoilers so we can talk about this thing. Describe this movie in 3 words.
More grease, please.
Yo,
So
yo,
gross.
fucking- I put down so fucking weird.
That's the most accurate one I've ever heard.
Yeah, I came up with 3. I put WTF, and then I put greasy, raunchy, fucked.
Oh,
And
I like that. That's a tagline for the cover of the
and,
Blu-ray.
and then I put justice for Janet, and we'll get into that later.
I,
That's ridiculous.
Who's your favorite character?
oh, Big Ronnie, man. Of course, it's got to be Big Ronnie.
That's funny.
Okay.
Friend.
I like because everybody's got big in the front of their name for some reason. Are they all Italian? But
Who knows?
it's was that like a 70s thing? Like everybody was big something?
I guess.
I just couldn't understand why everybody was big something. But I really like Big Paul. Big Paulie.
Big.
If I'm gonna have to
Oh,
pick a character that I actually liked his scenes that he was in, Big Paulie.
that's the blind guy, right?
Yep.
Okay.
He's the car wash
Yes.
one.
Love him.
Okay. I actually first I wrote down the Indian tourist. That's literally
Oh
his
my gosh.
IMDb name.
Free drinks. Free drinks.
um, but I think I'm gonna go with it's between Brayden and Janet. Brayden just has this big heart. Like he just says the sweetest, funniest things. Like,
Cornball.
yeah. I think I'll go with him.
Okay.
Love the choice.
Least favorite characters?
Probably the pig nose guy. He was annoying, but it was so lovely when he was reaching in. And Brendan, did you like the body horror at all, or was it just too corny for you? Not being a fan of the movie.
Um, I didn't mind like the body horror. What was there body horror? Like what body horror? I just
Like when he's reaching in the nose and like wiggling it around and like
Oh
all the
God.
grease and stuff and just like eating it and like
it was gross. It made my
yes,
stomach upset for sure. Like it,
that's the body horror for
And
me.
this guy
yeah.
grabbed a bowl of popcorn for the movie, and I'm looking at him like, how are you eating that right now?
Yeah, the grease was like
It's
over the
disgusting.
yeah, it was gross.
Well, the fingernails in the grease when he's like investigating, that's like makes my stomach turn.
Yeah, and he starts putting it all over himself. Oh. Or even Janet during that scene too, because she like dips her finger in there and then she
Yeah.
licks it. And like, why would you lick a substance on the ground? Like, oh, I understand like maybe smelling it, but like that's a random substance. You don't know what it is or how it got there, and she just puts it right in her mouth. No fucking problem.
I love it.
did you say your least favorite? Sorry.
Yeah, everybody else.
Everybody else.
Everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'd say like Big Ronnie, I guess, like as like the main person that you kind of hate to watch throughout the whole thing.
I love to hate him. If I didn't say it, it'd be Janet. Justice for her
Oh,
for sure, but it's like, who bangs a son of dad? That's kind of a weird thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
It's
there's
kind of weird.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
I put Ronnie as my least favorite. He's just a grumpy old man. I understand the love to hate him scenario,
Yeah.
but he just icked me out.
That's why I love him.
Yeah. Best acting and worst acting. I didn't put anyone down. I thought everyone was
No,
kind of
like the whole shtick is bad acting, so there's no good acting.
exactly, yeah.
yeah, I totally agree with that. You can't put anybody down for either of these categories.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, score and soundtrack.
Oh, the fuck keys killed it. It's a 10 out of 10.
It sounds like a video game, and at times it
It's
sounds like
so
Yoshi's in
cringy.
there.
Yeah, it's so just like cringy and awkward. It fits so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand it fitting into the movie, but I didn't like it. I fucking hated it.
I get that.
Brian's like, I'm not buying this on vinyl.
No, not at all. If I did, it would just be to burn it. As soon as the score started, like in the beginning of the movie, I'm like, I literally wrote down that this score is driving me up the wall.
What about the cinematography?
Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I like for the aesthetic it's going for. I enjoy it. I don't think it's like masterclass or anything, but I think it really does a good job of world building and like making you feel like you're in a vacuum of like the world's strangest planet. This movie feels like you like crashed your rocket ship and are on a distant planet somewhere. It's just so weird. So I would say good because it's effective in doing that.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
my soapbox.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that for sure. I think there's good lighting in this movie as well. Like there's
Yeah.
really good scenes with colors. Um, it 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 feels like a lot of like natural lighting. So like when they're on the streets and stuff like that, it doesn't seem like they're using any kind of extra lighting or anything like that. So it feels deep based in some sort of reality, not our reality, but some other reality. So it kind of gives the film a more of a real feeling, kind of like how the Napoleon Dynamite was also like that too. They nailed it, I think.
Yeah, I agree with what both of you said. And this movie just feels so fucking dirty. Like that
Yes.
house is dirty, it's fallen apart. But yet he has this like pretty yellow silk pillowcase, and I was so confused by that. I'm like, this is such a dirty house, and he's got this nice silk pillowcase.
Yes.
But yeah, it definitely makes you feel like you need a shower after. Favorite costumes and outfits.
I have to go first. It is Big Ronnie's dancing disco outfit with the dick cut out. Come on. That is just, and the way he's dancing, oh my gosh. It is just, every time I watch it, it's just so funny. So funny to me. That's my favorite outfit. Or the Greasy Strangler. I nominate it too because it literally looks like a bodysuit and it's so cringy and stupid.
Yeah.
I really like their matching pink outfits. They have the shorts and the long sleeve shirts.
When they're working.
Yeah.
I put those in down
Did
too.
you? Yeah. I put down also Oinker's snout and shoes. It's so random. His shoes,
yes.
like
yeah, there's such a weird detail that they pointed it out. Like,
yes. This movie makes no sense. Like that's why I love it because it's like, how did this movie get made? Because clearly there's a budget. That's why I would tell people is like, it may sound like an acid trip of a movie, but there is clearly a budget and a vision here. Now, you're totally right in your opinions of it being like, I hate it, but that's the whole point. It's either a love hate thing. So,
yeah, this movie is not made for me.
Yes. Yes.
memorable lines. I feel like we could stay here all day.
Be here all day. Bullshit artist. Bullshit artist.
Yeah,
bullshit artist. I always think I could eat that juicy ass all day, and it just like the fucking awkward to cut to her butt naked, just walk in the streets, like it's so absurd. It's so absurd. Or anything that involves Ricky Prickles, when they say his name, especially when little Ronnie says it, Ricky Prickles, Braden. Yeah, the way he says it, it's just always so funny to me.
I have free drinks.
Free drinks,
Free drinks, free drinks.
free drinks. No free drinks.
I'll just say a couple. He likes to shout. I like to smile. It's so corny. And then I'll just say this one here. Not all girls love, I forget what he said, something abs. And then he goes, yeah, some girls like loyal hearts.
Oh yeah, Braden.
He's a cornball. Yeah.
Yeah. I had Hootie Tootie Disco Cutie.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my
Hootie
gosh.
Tootie Disco Cutie.
You could also just put on here Grease.
Yeah.
Like that just-
Anytime.
yeah. Oh,
More
you-
grease.
There's not enough grease.
It's ridiculous.
Also like this. I don't know if I'm doing it right, Janet.
Oh
God,
my,
that was
yes, by far. Like that.
so
That's the hardest
cringy.
I laughed when I first watched the movie. That's when tears were rolling down. I was like, I cannot avoid, and the scene is way too long. And that is
Yes.
just so perfect.
Yeah.
Or, you know what? I will say, I forgot my favorite line. It's the part where he's behind her and she says, what if I farted right now? And it just cuts. Like, why did they even put that in there? It's crazy.
Yeah. Do you guys have lines disliked in this movie?
No, not for me. Everything's gold. Now, I will say all the acting's bad, but I think that kind of is a test. The only thing I would say is the portal joke went on a little too long at the beginning. Portal. What flavor are those
Oh,
chips?
my
Portal. That went on
God.
a little long. It was funny, but it went on a little long. So if I have to nominate something,
That was maybe my favorite part of the movie. So I'm not going to say that's my line disliked.
See, that's what's great about it. Like everyone finds a little humor in it, except for the aforementioned Brennan, which is fine. I get that.
Did you have lines disliked, Brennan?
I just said there's a lot.
There's a lot.
It's just yeah. I couldn't write anything specific down just because I was so amazed at what I was hearing.
Yeah.
And just oh yeah, just no, I couldn't believe it.
I wrote one down in my memorable lines, but I'm gonna shove it down to lines disliked. Because it's just so gross. And it's when Janet goes, I don't care if he craps the bed, I'll rub it on my tits.
Oh,
It's like, what?
Who writes that?
So
Was it?
nasty.
I would have loved to interview the director and be like, was it all ad lib or did you write this?
Right? Yeah.
this scene
What
is
happened?
fucking it has to be read.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love to hear those stories.
What was your guys' favorite kill?
Ooh, I think when Janet gets killed, it's pretty funny. I do love when the guy gets his face punched in, like at the very beginning. Very funny. Probably the hot dog vendor though. I like the eyes popping out and then he eats them. That's a good kill.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I also had the guy that got punched in the face too.
It looks so ridiculous.
Just sucked right in.
Yeah, I wrote that too. What's your least favorite kill?
I don't know. Maybe the car wash guy, and I forgot his name, but your favorite character. When he died, because he didn't get like a really cool kill scene. It's just kind of like he had his head. I was like, he's a cool character. I wish he would have got a better kill scene. So
Okay.
maybe that.
Yep, I could definitely agree with that one too.
Love the head prosthetic though. That was great.
Yep.
I put Janet. I was like, what the fuck? Why are we killing her?
Justice for Janet. She got double greasy strangled.
I was like, no, Brayden, come on. That's the love of your life. Don't listen to your dad. Gore factor and special effects.
I like the special effects because it kind of looks Play-Doh-y and it fits the aesthetic really well. The gore is not really there. The gore is just like the stomach churning. There's a couple scenes that are kind of gross, i.e., where he's digging in the pig snout. That's kind of gross. But other than that, it's more like stomach churning body horror, or the eyeball eating's a little the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. I think it's okay looking. Like it's cartoony, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's realistic.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like even besides like the kills and stuff like that, the grossest part of this movie is how the grease looks because it looks like real grease, and they're just lathering it up and eating it. And I noticed the suits, the grease suits that we were talking about. You can just in some scenes you can literally see the zipper up the back of these guys while they're walking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so great.
Or you can see like the pants, like when they walk, they like just the legs stretch out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I was probably just laughing too hard.
Okay.
The grease was pudding, if that makes you feel any better.
No.
I can see
Nope.
that now, but still. Ugh.
Yeah, it's so gross.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel better at all.
I agree with both of you. And the part where he puts the finger in the cut off snout, that reminded me of Clown, the movie Clown, when he gets his nose ripped
Yes.
off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just the look of it.
Shout out Clown. Love that movie.
Yeah,
Great movie.
it's so gross.
Hmm.
Yeah. Storyline and pacing.
Pacing. Now, I will say, even as a huge fan of this movie, the pacing's really weird. It's really weird, and maybe that's on purpose. But story is, I mean, hilarious to me. It's literally when Sam read the description. Yeah, it is that. That is literally the movie. It's like a love triangle between this woman and a son and a father. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I have some, yeah, I guess with the pacing and the editing too, it's just
Yes.
it's so it feels almost like randomized. So
It's very jarring. It's very jarring the way it's
Yeah.
edited and stuff. It's like, oh,
Yeah, so I have a couple story notes here about so Janet has Braden's finger in her ass, and then the next scene she fucks Ronnie in the next scene.
yes.
Like
It's
the direct
disgusting.
next scene. There's no in between. It's like, well, how did we get from that to there? So that was mind-boggling for me. Let me see. Not a single person tries to fight the Greasy Strangler.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, nobody tries to even give it a go.
Would you? He's terrified.
I tried to get away from him. Like, it would have been funny if like somebody was trying to fight him off for something and their hands are just like slipping off his body because he's so greasy, right?
That, yeah, missed opportunity. I
That
agree.
actually
I
would be
agree.
pretty funny.
Yeah. It's like the greasy guy from Family Guy when everybody tries to catch the greasy guy and nobody can catch him because everybody's slipping off of him.
Exactly.
You know?
It writes
Uh,
itself.
Yes, I totally agree. Let me see. I put down this movie fucking drags.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, it felt like 3
I can agree.
hours.
Yeah.
Yes, I can agree.
We were a half hour in. I'm like, it seriously has been only half an hour.
Yeah, multiple times we paused it just for like, I don't know, snack break or a drink break or something, and we were
Have
just
to.
shocked at how much was left still.
Yeah.
Yes, and it outwears its welcome at the end. The ending's way too surrealistic and weird for me. I get why they did it. How do you end that type of movie? But it's still, I think that could have been thought out a little bit better. My only complaint.
Yeah. And like this grease, like the grease that they bathe in, what does it do to you? Like, because he develops like superhuman strength because he punches in a dude's face. So he's got to have some kind of superhuman strength. He doesn't speak anymore. He just mumbles or gurs or whatever. Like why? What is this grease? How is this? Is it radioactive grease here? Like,
Yeah, because even Braden at the end goes after Janet.
And
Like,
he
that
just-
was not his plan before the grease.
yes.
We'll never know. This movie loves not answering questions.
Yes. But yeah, that's just kind of the ending too, where he just all of a sudden took a quick turn and just decided to kill his girlfriend that he was like, oh, I'm in love with you, we're gonna get married, and then all of a sudden, no, I'm just kidding, I'm gonna kill you.
And they trash talk her
Yeah.
She was
hard.
disgusting.
Oh man.
Justice for Janet.
Yeah. We already got into my notes for there.
Oh, okay.
Favorite scenes. Oh boy.
There's way too many. We could be here all day.
I know.
The disco dancing's always hilarious to me. The banter between the hot dog man and Big Ronnie, where he's like, I need more grease, and he like tricks him to get in there. Like, that is just like so funny to me. Am I doing it right? Any of the sex scenes are hilarious. Like, even where he's like, I usually shoot 6 ropes, but I'll shoot 9 for you. what the fuck? Like, what? Like, this movie is insane. There's too many scenes for me to pick out, and every time I rewatch it, I have new ones. So, pretty much the whole movie. If you like it, you're gonna like enjoy the lulls and everything about this movie.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll name a few of mine. Definitely the Hootie Tootie Disco Cutie scene.
Yes.
I like the first date between Brayden and Janet. I know you guys said you thought the potato part was really long, but oh man, did I frickin' cry. And then the free drink scene, and I like the Michael Jackson story because he's a lookalike and he's a prostitute. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah. The misdirection is very funny in this movie.
Yeah. Did you have
I didn't have anything. I didn't
No.
write anything down. I do like that I don't know where he's from. It says Senegalese tourist. I do like him, and I've seen him in other stuff, but I cannot just put my finger on what I have seen him in.
Yeah.
I think it's like Ace Ventura, maybe, or I can't remember, but he's been around forever, and I haven't seen him in anything. And then I was so shocked to see him in this movie.
Just popped in there. That might have been a Elijah Wood call. You know what I mean? Because
Maybe.
Elijah Wood did produce this, so maybe that was the one call he made for this movie.
That blows my mind that it does, but it doesn't. Like Elijah Wood, since Lord of the Rings, has gone on to do his own thing for sure. But I was a little surprised when you read his name.
My only least favorite scene is obviously Justice for Janet, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Did you have any least favorite scenes, Aubrey?
No, like I said, maybe the portal joke went on a little long, and that's probably because I've seen this movie 20 times.
Yeah.
And so it does already drag. So that and just kind of the ending. I wish it was a little more clear, not so like fever dream-esque.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I put down the ending too for sure. It's just way overboard.
Yes.
Yeah, I wrote down the whole movie too.
Just the whole movie in general.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it. Everything's so cringeworthy, and everything, even when there's not grease, everything still looks greasy.
Yeah.
Like Brayden doesn't need any more grease because that dude just looks greasy.
We'll get into the killer category then. We've kind of discussed it a bunch, but I mean, he's greasy, and like you said, the whole superpower thing is not explained, but
at all.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say on that, but
yeah, he's just a dick throughout the whole movie.
Yeah. Yes.
I do kind of like that. Okay, I'll give it to him on this one. I like that he just will randomly be like, if you're suggesting that I'm the Greasy Strangler, I'm not. I'm not the Greasy Strangler. And it's just like, he just asked you how your day was. Like,
yeah.
You're probably assuming that I'm the Greasy Strangler because you want more grease. And it's like, what?
He's like trying to tell his idiot son. The part everyone always tells me they love, even if they don't like the movie, is the car wash and how he gets the grease off.
Yeah.
And him screaming while it's just going off. It's just like, it's hilarious. And then the reveal of that huge prosthetic ugly penis that is just so funny throughout the movie.
Yeah.
It should have had a credit of its own.
Scary rating out of 10.
It's not scary.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that's scary is if you're like eating and you didn't know what you were getting into.
Yeah. I usually snack with movies, and this one I did not.
Yeah, that's the only scary thing that could come of this.
Yeah.
I could even see somebody's argument saying it's not horror, to be honest.
I was questioning it when I watched the trailer, but then when I looked it up online, it said it was horror comedy, and I was like, interesting. We'll see where it
Very
goes.
comedy first. Yeah.
Yes.
I guess some of the kills maybe, but like
it's a
the horror is few. Yeah, the horror is few and far between. But when it comes, it's very satisfying.
Yeah, I think a lot of the horror is like you said with the body horror, like all the grease.
Yeah,
like it's like a food horror, you know. If you're a chef, you're gonna fucking hate this movie.
All the food they eat is disgusting.
Yeah.
When he pours extra grease on the popcorn, like the way it comes out.
Oh, the way he dips the hot dog in the bucket of grease after.
That's so
Ron, big Ronnie's dunking his wiener all the way in.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I would give this a 1 out of scary rating.
Yeah, -1. Yeah.
Yeah, like a -10.
Yeah. Rewatchability and would you recommend?
Yes and yes. Now, selective, who I recommend it to. I kind of have to know you. It's a very personable movie to say you like it, because it's crazy. But I rewatch it all the time. To be honest, like it's kind of my comfort. Like I'll turn it on while I do dishes and stuff just to laugh at the fucking lingo and how they talk and just everything about it. But here's the thing: I love polarizing shit. I love it, and so I totally get all the arguments against this thing.
Yeah.
This movie is not for me. So the rewatchability is probably not. I am curious to see if other people have seen this and what their thoughts are.
Mhm.
And I probably wouldn't recommend this unless I know the person.
Yeah.
Like I can only think off like the top of my head one person I would recommend this movie to.
I'll be honest. There'll be one time you guys are having people over and you guys get too drunk and you're like, we have to show you the Greasy Strangler. And you'll have a new love for it because you'll watch them. You won't even watch the movie.
Yeah, true.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that happening,
Yes.
for sure.
That's definitely how it usually goes for me too.
Yeah. What I recommend, again, depends on the audience.
Because it is gross and like perverted. There's a lot of nudity in this movie.
Yes.
There's no body shaming, as Mark said when we talked about it. There's a lot of nudity.
Oh
Yeah.
Rewatchability, never alone, but like we said, with friends. I will never sit down in bed and just turn this on. Like I got other things to do.
Yeah, it blows my mind that you found this movie so funny. Yeah,
I thought I was gonna hate it. I was nervous for weeks.
I have horror comedies I've been wanting to show you since we started dating, and I know you don't like horror comedies, but like you refuse to watch them with me. Like
You have to realize too, though, I love raunchy. Like raunchy is my jam.
That's why I love it. It's so over the top perverted. It's almost gross and shameful to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Like Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I know,
that's
never
great.
seen
Tucker
it.
and Dale versus Evil. You'd love that one, Sam. Trust me.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying forever.
Okay, you know what? How about this? You do Human Centipede with me for next week. We're already booked, but the week after we do Human Centipede, then we'll do what is it again?
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
We'll do that.
Yes.
Deal.
100%.
All day.
Trades.
Trades.
We shake.
Yeah.
So let me ask, since this is another horror comedy that I've recommended, because I think last time we talked was Lumberjack Man.
Yes.
You both saw it. Which did you like better,
I
Lumberjack
haven't-
Man or Greasy Strangler?
I haven't watched it yet, and
Watch it.
I
Okay.
forgot to, and now that you brought it up, I'm gonna put it on my list because I think
Well,
it's something
I know
would
what
like.
Brendan's going to say.
Lumberjack Man,
Yeah.
by the way.
Okay.
Sure.
What do you prefer?
Okay, here's a hot take. I love the Greasy Strangler with all my heart, but Lumberjack Man,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Slightly 1A and 1B for me, but I will slightly give it because it's more horror. It's horror first, comedy second. And Greasy Strangler is definitely a comedy first, horror second. So tiebreaker goes to more horror.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna try and do Lumberjack Man in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to get on that.
Rewatch it, Brendan. See what you think.
I will watch it
Yeah?
with you. Yeah.
It's a fun movie. It's fun. It's much more slasher comedy.
I love
It's
that.
ridiculous.
That's what Tucker and Dale versus Evil is.
Yes, and that's why you'll love it.
That's why you'll love
So.
it.
Okay. We will do it.
Like I've been trying to get her to watch Shaun of the Dead too, and
I know I've never seen that.
oh,
I just went and saw it in the movie theaters because they were
Oh.
like showing it one night. It was great.
Oh, cool.
yeah.
I'd never seen it that way, and like my appreciation for that movie skyrocketed after seeing it in theaters.
That's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be a good way to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my theater sometimes will just like put random movies in, like classic movies, and they do a lot of horror, so it's great. I love it.
We have one movie theater like that. Well, we don't have it. But
It's a couple towns over.
yeah.
And they do like drunken cinema nights, and you
Hell
play
yeah.
you play games too. Like if we did The Faculty, and every time someone drank water, you had to like
scream or something, or
wave your glow stick.
Yeah.
You get glow sticks, and
Doesn't it make it so much more fun? Like Rocky Horror Picture Show, you have to watch that with people when they're throwing spoons and shit at the screen.
Yeah.
I've never seen that in a theater yet.
Oh,
haven't
it's
either.
so much.
I
It's
need
so
to.
much better. Like it's like people dress up and like jump up on stage and do the choreography and sing. It's amazing. They do it here every year where I'm from, and it's awesome. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I know they do it around here too. We definitely have to do it one year.
They do one in the town I grew up in that my mom goes to every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
My mom dresses up as and goes.
Oh, I would dress up.
Yeah.
Oh, hell
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have to. Have to.
Okay. Final movie rating as a whole. We rate our movies with emojis out of 5. 1 out of 5 is the poop emoji. Then we have an eye roll emoji, okay emoji, thumbs up emoji, and a 100 emoji. If you're somewhere in between, you can say a high thumbs up or a low thumbs up. What do you guys rate this movie?
Low 100 for me. It's not perfect by any way, shape, or form, but if it infects you, it infects you. And it's just like heroin, this comedy for me. So low 100.
All right. I feel like Brendan's going to be on the opposite end, but let's see what you were going to rate it.
I'm gonna give it a poop emoji for me. This
thought
is
so.
not my cup of tea. I didn't give it anything lower or higher because it's just not for me. I can appreciate what it's trying to do, but in my opinion, I couldn't fathom it.
And that's a very fair argument for this movie, people. You have to watch it and make your own opinion on it.
100%. Like, yeah, you literally have to go watch it for yourself because it's an experience
Yes.
like you've probably never had.
It's an experience whether you like it or not.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be a little bit in the middle here. I'm gonna go with a high okay. I did laugh a lot. I love the raunchiness of it, but I don't think I'm gonna watch it again unless it's with a group of friends. So that's
You have
where,
to. Yeah.
yeah, that's where I'm going with a high okay, I think.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All very fair and valid. And beautiful. You got the whole spectrum. You got somebody that like loves it way too much, clearly like an issue. And then you got somebody that likes it for what it is. And then you got somebody that totally despises it, and which is fair. And that's why I love this movie. It knows it's going to have all three of those, and it full sends into it.
Yeah, I like that we were all over the map here.
Yeah, this was I think one of the first times where we haven't truly like aligned. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're usually pretty close in our scores, but like
Sometimes.
this is just drastic. This is drastic. Everybody's on a different page.
All right,
I always bring the wild card when I come, stirring things up.
We'll get into some fun facts, and then we'll wrap things up and go into the after hours show.
Okay.
So Michael St. Michael's was John Travolta's hairdresser.
Seriously?
I guess so. That was the number 1 fact on the page.
Okay.
All male genitalia seen in this film are prosthetics.
Of course.
The grease that they used was tapioca pudding. Tapioca. Thank you.
And I love tapioca. Now I can't eat it.
Oh no.
Yeah. How'd they make it look so glistening? Like, it was...
Yeah, I don't know.
Like spritzed it almost before the shot.
Yeah.
You're gonna hate this. Well, actually, you might like this. The first cut was about 2 hours and 15 minutes, but they edited it out about 45 minutes.
How could they make this movie any fucking longer?
I know.
They could have made this movie 8 hours, the direction it went, because it made no sense.
Yeah.
It just, how much randomness could you shove into it?
Yeah.
But I'm glad they didn't, because it drags already.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely. It felt like a 3-hour-long movie, to
yes.
be really honest.
Yes.
The house was actually every bit as disgusting and smelly as it looks. Composer Andrew Hung is a member of the band Fuck Buttons. That's just a random fact. Sky Elobar gained roughly 15 pounds for the role. So that would be Braden. Michael St. Michael's thinks the shot of him mooning the tourists is held too long.
Of course it is.
There's lots of shots that are held too long.
Yes, and that's,
just that one.
Ronnie's member beneath the sheets is actually a broken pool cue. He spends the rest of the film saying the bulges are all him.
Oh my gosh.
The potato misunderstanding was inspired by a real incident Hosking encountered in an Indian restaurant in London. He couldn't understand the waiter's pronunciation of potato.
Okay.
That is great. That
Yeah.
almost makes it better.
Yeah. A woman was actually visible in the booth beside Brayden and Janet during the restaurant scene, but Hosking removed her digitally so that Janet would be the only woman in the movie surrounded by sad men.
Oh my God.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
she is
I
surrounded by it.
literally, yes, I never even thought about that.
Yeah. This is the only scene that I actually had some reservations about, says Michaels, regarding the bit where he rolls backwards and farts toward his
Oh, gross.
son, Big Brayden. I just envisioned a close-up of my asshole, and I wasn't really happy with that. Oh my God.
Oh, gross. It's like a disgusting sounding fart, too. It's
Yes.
not like humorous fart. Gross. Ekes out.
Hosking removed the sounds of Janet's moans during the sex scene, so we would only hear Brayden asking repeatedly, "Is this right?"
Oh my God.
I got 3 more facts here. The park bench sequence between Ronnie and Janet required some genital arranging to take full advantage of Ronnie's special disco outfit. Hosking apparently spent a couple minutes positioning the fake penis before realizing he had been fondling Michael's real one. I loved the attention, adds Michaels.
Oh my gosh. This movie
So
is wild.
awkward. Like, when do you say, like, that's my dick?
Yeah.
The most uncomfortable scene to shoot in the film per Hosking was the sex scene between Ronnie and Janet.
It wasn't the finger in the asshole scene.
They were comfortable at that point.
Yeah.
And the last one is, that's an ass double for the scene where Janet sings Hootie Tootie Disco Cutie and parts her butt cheeks. It's someone I never even said hello to because I felt too embarrassed.
Oh my God.
Well,
Naked Ace Ventura vibe. She makes her butthole say the words.
Yeah.
Now you understand why Brennan couldn't stand this movie.
oh man. Well, those are the fun facts. What? Oh, I thought you pointed at something.
Nope.
So next week we are gonna have the Bitter Wolf back on, Isaiah, and we are going to review the movie Excision, which I'm so excited for Brendan to watch because I love that movie.
I don't think I've seen that. I'll add to the list. Excision.
So good.
She sent me some clips of it, and it was like,
It's bloody.
what are you watching?
It's bloody. It's weird. It's got a female lead that is just freaking psycho, and oh my God, I just love it.
I'm here for it.
It's
I'm here for it.
cringy. It kind of is cringy in the sense of the movie May. You know that one?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Love May.
So good. So highly recommend Excision if you haven't seen it. We will be deep diving that next week. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on again, Aubrey.
Yes.
Of course, it's always a pleasure. If anybody wants to review the Greasy Strangler, I'll talk to him.
Do you want to plug your accounts for both pods before we get going here?
Yes, thank you. Core 4 podcast, or actually at podcast Core 4 for my new adventure there with the Core 4. Mark, Jordana, Maddie, amazing people.
Highly recommend.
Go follow. It's a lot of fun. Me personally, I'm at Podcast Killing Time. Again, probably a soft relaunch coming, and a lot more stuff on that page as well too. So stay tuned.
Awesome.
And
Brendan, you want to wrap us up?
I will. We are Our Life in Horror. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and X. We also have a Patreon where you can sign up and get some bonus episodes, after hours episodes, polls. We usually let our Patreon members pick a movie a month. We also have a Discord where everybody chats. You can find us on YouTube now, where we just started up, and we're posting physical medias. We're still trying to tweak stuff, so don't mind us. And of course, physical media doesn't release every week, so I can't guarantee a video every week for that segment.
We might do some trailer reviews too and other stuff.
Trailer reviews, yes, we have one of those up. And we also have an email. We got lots of ways you can contact us. It's ourlifeinhorror@hotmail.com. If you want to give us a movie review suggestion, if you want to come on, just let us know. We'd love to have you on.
Awesome. And thanks again, Aubrey. And thank you everyone for listening. Stay
Thank you.
spooky.
Bye.